Hey, Sanford here. It has been an amazing week, and I'm just going to give you an overview before we get into things. Now, this video is about 10 to 15 minutes in length, so I really hope you have time to really sit down and check it out. It's very powerful today. So, just in that overview that I was talking about, I'm going to read you one of my favorite and most powerful quotes to start off with, okay? And then I'm going to go right into, in my cheerleading business, my athletes, my clients, we all went back to the beginning of the year to look at the emotional, mental, and physical goals that we set. And we started doing those in this new term, which now it's April. So we'll talk about that a bit. Also, I caught up with a friend who joined me for one of my workouts. We had a little interesting conversation. I'll talk to you about that. And then I reached out to a gentleman that I've been following for about 6 years, and finally I get to work with him, and he's going to help me lift my game and take my success to the next level. And we'll touch on success a little bit as well here in this video. But first, let me just read you one of the most powerful quotes that it's always been a huge motivator for me. And I had this up on the wall in my last business, and I misplaced it, and I rewritten it here. And so just bear with me as I read it to you today. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give permission for others to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Our presence automatically liberates others when we are liberated from our own fears. So I mentioned to you in the overview about a big week in my cheer biz. We went back and we looked at the goals for all the athletes. They set their own goals. I just gave them the parameters. They could be emotional goals, they could be mental goals, or physical goals. Well, we went back, and today, through the week, we looked at those. So most of them put down physical goals, okay? Getting their double back handspring to back salt, double back handspring to back layout, standing salt, toe touch to back salt, all right? And one of the young ladies she's just mad about tumbling, and I love to see that passion. And this is what's missing for most of the people that are involved in things that they say they want to do, is that passion, that lack of overall commitment. You know, when you jump off a cliff into the water, you don't go midway. It's not like a cartoon. You don't go midway and go, oh, I changed my mind, I want to go back. You go into the water, and you have to be submerged in the water, and you have to decide whether you're going to swim or you're going to sink. And as we went through those goals last week for the athletes, a lot of them decided that they wanted to try to go back up onto the cliff. They decided to sink. And what was missing, as I mentioned, was that passion, that total commitment, that total focus on hard work and effort. What is hard work? Is giving it everything you got at every moment you can. Okay? You're asking questions, you're going for it, you're stepping up, you're doing the numbers, you're doing the reps. Okay? For anything that you want to achieve in this life, anything that you want to achieve, you can have all the desire you want to. But then you got to have the dedication, the determination, and then the discipline to follow it through. For anything that you want to accomplish, if you haven't really gotten the most out of it, if you haven't been truly happy with it, you know, I'm not telling you, you know, inside you didn't give it everything you got. All right? The blood, the sweat, and the tears to make it come to fruition. Of course, there's been things that you have been successful at, and again, they have not come easily. All the fun went out of it. Taking breaks. You couldn't take breaks willy-nilly to get that great grade or to really achieve that goal or to get that strong relationship. You had to put everything in. And when it comes to relationships, you're dealing with two people. So you can either run away from it and say, it's too hard for me, I can't do it. And then you're going to go to another relationship, you're going to have to face the same thing again. Life gives tests. If you fail the test, you got to do it again. And relationships are the biggest test in life. And so a lot of the athletes, they struggled. They struggled with hitting their goals this week. And again, most of them have the strength. Most of them have the flexibility. But it's the mental and the emotional mindsets that are missing in that aspect. And so we talked about that. If you really want to be able to step from this part of the line to that part of the line, which is just one easy step, you have to be willing to risk. You have to put it all in. If you're saying in your head, I'm going to fall, then of course you eventually, more than likely at some point will fall, and then you will probably say, I knew that was going to happen. But you forgot about the 30 times that it didn't happen. That's setting your mind up and getting your emotions in a strong place, that understanding that the successes will always outweigh the falls or the failures. So we got work to do. We got work to do this term, not just on the physical skill, okay? And this is what I tell a lot of clients, particularly the private clients that come to me and they want me to work with their athletes on getting their skills. My daughter, she lost her full twist. I say, well, where did it go? Okay, my daughter or my son, they want to learn to do a double back handspring. I say, okay, well, why did they want to learn how to do it? Okay, you can't. It's not just the physical aspect. I remember when I started teaching myself how to tumble, I used to, just do one flip, and some of the girls who were watching me, they were in the dance program, and they say, well, can you connect it? Well, I hadn't worked out in my head or even in my heart how to make the connection, because there was no driver, nothing driving me to understand or want to make that connection. I was just too busy showing off. Okay? When you are truly focused and connected to your skills, you embody it. You embody it. That means you can do it anytime, any place. Someone can wake you up out of a dead sleep and say, do a standing salt, and you can do it because you've embodied that. Okay, so yeah, we got a lot of work to do, and for your athletes, if your coaches out there, really focus on getting them to embody it here in the mind, in the physicality, and in the emotional states that they hold. Okay, that's embodying. Okay. Now, next thing I want to talk about was I caught up with a friend. A friend came and joined me on one of my fitness programs. If you know me, you know my fitness programs. Even my light programs are hard. They're hard. They're difficult. Okay, so this program was a heel run with calisthenics in between. So, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, all those things. And I said, so we ran our first set of heels, and then we went through our calisthenics, and I said, let's go do our next round. And then you know what she said? I didn't sign up for this. I didn't. I said, well, why are we meeting? You knew exactly what you were signing up for today. Okay? I don't play. I don't play. To me, that physicality is so powerful in setting off your day. All right? If you get up, you get up in the morning, you have your water, you do your read, do your meditation, and then sweat, baby. Sweat. Get that sweat out. Get all those toxins out of your body. Get the negative energy out of your body, and then hit it. Okay? That's giving you that strong set for your day. And I believe that the mind needs this body. Okay? We know the body turns to dust when we die. Okay? We know that. Okay? And that mind, well, is either going to stay strong with you all the way until you pass away, or it's not. But it needs the morning rituals. It needs the afternoon ritual. Whenever you do your fitness, to really show that you can really push through. You got that resilience to push through that hard workout and really drive yourself. So the question I want to ask us is, okay, so why are you here? Okay? Remember I read the quote earlier, so should I just shrink, just to make you feel good? Or should I just be me? All right? And do what I do. And you come along for the ride. It's great that you join me, but it's not just about you joining me. It's about you stepping up. There's some resistance here. We run into people, particularly people that care about us, people that love us, people that, are all in for people. And again, if you know me, you know I'm all about the people. We want to rise up, we got to do it together. Our society is so isolated nowadays, you know, and it's not just because of the mobile phone. It's not just because of the internet. You know, we started along this path probably many years ago, all right? When we started, you know, buying these things they call a house. We isolate ourselves in our house, and that's where we stay, and that's where we do everything. We don't even invite people into our house anymore. Someone come knock on the door, we're like, oh, what? Someone's knocking at the door. Oh my God, everybody get down, someone's knocking at the door. We don't even let people into our lives anymore. So that isolation is not good for us. We are relationship creatures. Okay, and so when you run across creatures like this, like me, you know, like other people who just care about people, period, you know, those are powerful people because they're going to tell you the truth. They're going to be straight up with you. And if you got some disagreements, some you know, some grudge or something going on with you, you can talk to them and they will talk to you. You know they will. You got other people who just ignore you. People who just, you know, they won't talk to you. They'll just point the finger. They'll tell you that you shit, that you shouldn't do this. And, you know, they got all kinds of excuses why they should be angry at you. Okay? Should you keep those people in your life? Well, you know, I say yeah. You need a level of those sort of people in your life so you can gauge where you are. But I would say get more people around you that really challenge you and love you and keep you accountable. So anyway, we pushed through the workout and we got through, and she was sore the next day. And so my hope for her is that she continues on the workout because she hadn't worked out in years, and she was talking about she lost it. So that's my hope, you know. And so I've been trying to keep in touch with her, and I'll keep you up on that. Look, I also reached out to a gentleman I said, and I've been following him for about 6 years, and he has this wonderful coaching program. His name is Bob Proctor, if any of you guys ever heard of him. And he's built this company over many years, and now I finally reached out with him. I spoke with him, and in our conversation, he could sense that I had a resistance, and that resistance was to maybe I don't have the money to do this. And he says, if you really want to do it, you can find the money. You know, if you really want to do it, you're going to find the time. And this is what I want to say to you guys as well. We're going to spend the time in this life doing stuff. We're going to spend the money in this life we're going to spend our money doing stuff in this life. Why don't you put your time and your money in places that are going to empower you? Now, what do I mean by empower? Well, it's the same thing that I mean about success. You know, people ask me, Sanford, how come you look like you look? You know, you look like you're in your 30s, you know. And I tell people that I'm 53, and they go, what? I don't look at numbers, you know, and that's just my thing. But the other thing about that is every time I do a fitness program, every time I do my acrobatics and my stretching and my dancing and my writing, there's something that drives me, something that's higher than me. And I'm not just talking about God, because I believe in God. I believe there's a higher spirit, a higher calling, whatever you want to call it. But every time I do something, I'm always thinking about the people I can help. I'm thinking and feeling about the people I can help. There's so many people that are stuck. They're stuck because the news is telling them they can't do something. Some well-meaning family members tell them that they're not good enough, or why you want to do that, or you're never going to be successful. I'm always thinking, when I do these things, how can I help get people unstuck? How can I serve them? How can I add value to their lives so they can see how extraordinary they are, so they can understand that their deepest fear, it's not being inadequate. It is that they are powerful beyond measure. And that to me is power, and that to me is success. What's success to you? I just want to ask you guys that question. What does success look like to you? What does success look like to you? Can you reply in the comments below and let me know what you thought of this video as well. It's been fantastic speaking to you guys again. And just remember that quote I read earlier. I believe that it's by Marion. I forget her last name. But her first name is Marion, and you can look it up. It's you can just put it into the computer, Our Deepest Fear, and it will come up if you want to put it up on your wall. I have it in a book. I also have it on the wall, and I just read it constantly. Thank you guys very much for listening, and as always, love your mission. Peace.